and Gabriel,
Yeah.
aka Bafui and Rendani.
Yeah.
Thank you for making the time.
How
are you guys doing?
Thank you for having us. How you
It's
doing,
a pleasure.
my brother?
No, we're good. We're good. Yeah.
Despite the circumstances.
No, circumstances are always there. What matters the most is how you navigate around
Yeah.
them, and how do you create your sanity out of it. Yeah.
You know, when the announcement was made, I think most of us saw it coming because Big Shu would say, Muvhango might go, Muvhango this and that. And even before that, I'm sure like a trillion times already we were told Muvhango is going, you know? So when it was canned, for real this time, when like SABC made the announcement, how were things like for you? Because you've been with the show for like 25 years, Gabriel.
So it has been, long coming, and I think we have survived a lot of those attempts. And when it eventually landed on us, I think we accepted the fate, said as it was, but unfortunately the decision was made, and there wasn't much that we could do. It's just unfortunate that it had to end before we could reach the 30 years Rubicon. But you are here, and I think that's what matters the most. And the one must just get pride of when looking back at the journey that we have traveled with the show, and the impact that we have made.
So, was there like any hope maybe between you and your colleagues, like, but they any hope to say, we hope this is the stunt as same as last year's one?
You know what? As much as this is the show coming to an end, but this is also people's livelihoods. So these are jobs also being lost. So hope will always be there. The first thing, when Ubab Gajeni called us in, he called in the entire production, every department. We were all just there, and he announced this. Immediately after he said that, we were hopeful.
Yeah.
We were still hopeful because it's like, this is now my bread and butter going. So the only thing I can survive on right now is the hope. So definitely yes. If anything, even now, if there's a possibility that in the next 5-10 years Muvhango could come back, because I do believe that we still have a lot to tell with that story and the kind of stories that we tell. We'll still hold on to that hope. But like my brother said right now, that this is where we are, and we're embracing where we are, and making the most of the last couple of weeks so that we bow out in the best way we know how, which is by telling the craziest stories,
and
which
we're
is
cooking,
our
right?
stories.
We're cooking.
Already.
We're cooking.
We are cooking. So
Okay.
yeah, that is how we bow out of a show that has been around for that long and has had that kind of an impact on society.
How long would you say it took the entire team to finally accept, or for the bad news to sink in? Because remember last year we also had goodbyes from the show, and then again came back with a new title sequence, old faces coming back, and you said goodbye to us, and then wabuya futhi, So was there anything that said to you, maybe it's something like that, or was it an immediate acceptance, or it took some time for you guys to accept?
Look, as people, we are not the same. So when it comes to issues like this, we don't accept them the same way. And of course, the impact won't be the same, to each one of us. But I think when it became too apparent that, it's real, colleagues started, embracing it and harboring fear as to how things will unfold going forward. But of course, we live in faith and we move in hope, and we get to be comforted in knowing that we have done our part, and our part was well served, so to say. Yeah.
And on the streets, like even in social media, you are Bafui,
Yeah.
you are Rendani, you know, and now you have to accept, no, I'm no longer Rendani,
Yeah.
but you'll forever be Rendani. I mean, we still have Bontombi Nabo Karawa till
Yeah.
today,
Till
you
today.
know. Would you say, because I heard that you've already rapped,
Yeah.
you know, we are
Yes.
now watching what's left of
Yeah.
Muvhango. Have you had time to take Rendani off you?
I actually haven't, because we actually rapped. No, I haven't.
It's been long.
Just if I can just let the City Press viewers know that I don't like this guy. Even on set, I struggle like this every day.
You're so shocked.
I played Rendani for 15 years.
Exactly.
Dusting her off is not going to be an overnight thing.
Yeah.
And especially because we actually just wrapped about 2 weeks ago,
Oh.
because we still had a location shoot, which we were doing in Venda.
Oh yeah.
So I the stories that we're actually shooting now were pretty heavy. I had to live Rendani and wear her and almost not undress and debrief at the end of the day, so that I can carry that same energy to set the following day. So it's gonna take a while. I don't know about those that have been playing those characters for 25
For 20 years,
years.
imagine.
25 years. That is how old I am.
I think with us as actors, it's not that hectic.
Yeah.
But the unfortunate part is when you have an encounter with the public who know you as that character and who want to relate with you as the character. Then you get to have the tussling around that. But I think the honorable thing we can do to our public or our viewers, as others would say, is to embrace them and appreciate the love that they're giving you. And unfortunately, that's the person that they know, and depriving them that opportunity or that encounter with the character would be highly unfortunate.
Yeah.
Look, we've been here for so many years, so it's not something that we can just uproot overnight in people's minds. Yeah.
But also, I feel like the training that you get as an actor allows you to step in and out of it.
Yeah.
So for us, yes, we embodied those characters because we played them every day. But because we are like clay. If today I am given this role to play, I can easily tap out of Rendani or Azwindini and become whatever I need to be. But of course, with this particular roles that we were playing, it's going
that
to be
we grew to fell in love with as well.
Even I fell in love
Yes.
with him. Sometimes, I mean, when people say Rendani and they genuinely are not calling me, they're calling somebody whose name is Rendani, I'm sort of like, oh, okay.
I rather Rendani. And you've been working. I mean, you grew up practically in our eyes. You've been working since you were 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
you got Manimus
I go.
since 8. Yo.
Hardworking girl, I'm telling
Hardworking,
you.
yeah.
Hardworking. Since you were 18. Sure, when you look back, when you look back and see, the strides you've made, how you brought Rendani to life, and look back, how proud are you of you? What does it mean to you?
Man, I am incredibly proud of myself. When I decided to get into the arts, I knew that I wanted to go all in. I decided to even, go to a school that is going to train me professionally so that I can get into the space with proper training. I did my research as young as 12 years already. I was already doing research. I already knew that there were art schools that offered this kind of training, because I knew that I wanted to go in and all in. Spoke to my parents, they understood, they were supportive. I went to the National School of the Arts, and while I was there, that's when this opportunity came up. And you can imagine, as just a high school pupil, in the midst of your exams, you're getting this call, you're getting a role. So I was really proud of myself, firstly, for doing so well at school while already working. Getting into varsity, I continued with my studies all the way to my postgrad studies, did my degree, did my postgraduate. So my pride is not just only in the character or the the work that I was doing.
Yeah.
It was also just in myself personally, the fact that I was able to do all of this. And I think equally as well, because I remember our boss would tell us that you guys need to go to school. You guys need to go to school. I'm not keeping people here and saying I'm giving you work, I want you guys to go to school and get your degrees. So I'm telling you, 90% of youth in Muvhango, or word of mouth as a whole, we all qualified in whatever it is that we're qualified in. So I'm incredibly proud of, you know, the person that I've built from the time I was 18 to now that I'm in my 30s, and I still look back and I'm like, hey, yeah, no, girl, you did a thing. The money part, I mean, the economy sort of forces you to be, and you know, the economy of this particular industry, you know, so I don't know about that. But yes, immensely proud of myself, yeah.
And you know,
I can't.
when you mention those things, Ino and Rendani grew up like together.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
when you were growing up, Rendani was also growing up.
Yeah.
When Rendani was going to varsity, you were probably also going to
Exactly
varsity.
how it played
You know,
out,
Rendani got married. Rendani had relationships. Also in your life,
Yeah.
those things were happening.
Yeah.
You know, how much would you borrow from yourself, or maybe borrow from Rendani to Ino, or vice versa?
A little bit, because when it comes to their personas, they were completely different people,
Okay.
and the path that Rendani and Ino were choosing were completely different, be it career-wise, be it personal decisions. I think Rendani is pretty careless with her decisions, versus Ino, I am very calculative. I do my things with thorough thought and reasoning. Rendani is more spontaneous sometimes. So I mean, I think in terms of life experiences, based on maybe the age, because you know, we were both 18, 19, 20, all the way. But in terms of decision making and just no, I don't think so. Maybe Azwindini and Gabriel are this. Actually, I think they are. I actually think
How?
I actually think they are.
Are you the same?
Let her elaborate
Like,
further. She said to know more.
Unless we don't know that you've got 3 wives somewhere,
Somewhere hidden.
you know? Or do you want to tell us something, Gabriel?
You tell them. I'm not revealing that part.
Okay.
My PR will share more.
Person.
My PR team will share.
Do you share any similarities with
No,
him?
I think I do.
Okay.
We both, you know, proud vendor people who love and appreciate our people. And I would love to believe that I grew, you know, simultaneously with the character.
Yeah.
And some of the, you know, life experiences or encounters that the character had, you know, I was at times, you know, experiencing more or less the same. And again, you know, you get to feed from each other. But what I like the most is the growth that happened between the two of them respectively.
Yeah.
And there are other aspects of our being that are no. The issue of, you know, having, you know, a car, I can't afford that, the economy won't allow it. But in terms of loving and defending the family, I would raise my hand.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of
And the
embracing
culture.
my culture and the language, you know, the issue of showing, you know, leadership that is sound, I embrace that. And I think growth looks good on everyone.
Yeah.
Provided it's being done with the utmost sobriety. And I think Azwindini did that. He got carried away here and there, but he would find it within himself to realign from time to time. And I think that's what us as people, as mankind, need to learn and copy from such kind of people that we get to see from afar and closer, if not near. And by so doing, we will be able to improve ourselves and become better people, because that's what we should strive for, to become better people. And it does not necessarily mean that we won't encounter challenges. We will encounter challenges from time to time, but we mustn't allow to fall, you know, down and put on the blanket.
I we are going to enjoy bookkeeper Azwindini.
Yeah.
For motivational speaker once.
Well edit.
Exactly. Hi, you have your next career. While you look for the next gig,
Yeah.
take those bookings. Please. Seminars, men conferences.
No, I'm
do
within.
those.
I'm within, and that's why I'm talking about the
Okay.
issue of leadership. I'm within, and it gives me a profound sense of joy and fulfillment to impact the society that we come from in a meaningful way. And mind you, sometimes we underestimate words. Words are powerful. Words have meaning, and words can sustain us, and they can definitely fuel us in a manner and way that we never thought we'd be able to have a particular speed or pace. Yeah.
Wow. And you spoke about leadership.
Yeah.
You spoke about protecting family.
Yeah.
As actors, you both would agree when I say you are not allowed to judge your character.
Yeah.
No matter how not calculative Rendani was, or no matter how bad decisions Bafumi would make, you always had to agree with him, because apparently when you start judging your character, you can't now bring out the character to life correctly. But would you find yourself, Emma Conin, reading your script and be like, yo, why, girl? Oh, why, Bafumi? Would you find yourself within those moments?
It's very normal to do that, and it's moments like that infuse a sense of sobriety to one.
Okay.
And at the same time, it's either you challenge yourself or you get to reflect as to, if I were to find myself in this kind of situation, how would I come out of it, or how do I wiggle, or would I wiggle out of it? And from time to time, the script will show you things that you never thought that, they would throw at you.
Yeah.
As a person, not as a character. Let's forget
Yeah.
about the character. And you have to make the best out of it,
Yeah.
and you have to make believable. So it takes a sense of discipline and principles to actually embody that which has been thrown to you and mold it in a manner and way that will definitely look believable and sellable to the audience.
Absolutely.
Because I ate that, okay?
No, there's no
10 out of
competition here.
10,
There's
minus
it's not competition. It's not competition.
No, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
he's absolutely spot on. The script is read by the actor
Yeah.
before the character. So obviously, when I am reading the script and digesting it, analyzing it, it's me
Yes.
Yeah.
before I switch on or I wear the character, So definitely a lot of times we do judge the character, but the moment you start tapping into the character, then you know that is you. And on a normal day, you don't go around judging your decisions or judging yourself as you move. You're just moving. And that is what acting is about. It's about telling real life, relatable stories the way that you would live them. You don't wake up and say, I'm about to check the time.
Yeah.
You just do it. Then later on, you're like, oh, maybe that checking the time wasn't such a good idea. But at the moment, it feels right,
Yeah.
So, yes, definitely. But of course, you have to step away from it and allow yourself to, like I said, be that clay so that you can be molded into whatever the character requires for that story or, for that particular scene.
I remember one time I was interviewing Okajeni, and he said the reason he brought Muvhango to SABC2 and the reason he fought so hard is because he was looking around and saw that, no man, is it Bavendane? Yeah. Bavenda people are not represented so much when it comes to TV or entertainment.
Yeah.
So let me bring something that will teach people about the language, their culture. And I mean, most people will tell you, I learned Chivenda on
TV.
Muvhango. Because me too, Sana, I mean, some of the things or everything that I know about Chivenda is because of television, because of you guys, are the things that you learned through storytelling about, your culture, about your language, about traditions, because Ukajeni is that person. Even the thing he did with Queen Mojaji.
Yeah.
Almost all the stories he told,
Yeah.
he focuses on teaching and entertaining.
Yeah.
Are the things that you guys would say, I took this out of the show.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Nandi was done in Muvhango, but I was raised in Joburg. So, you can imagine, I was then casted into a family, the Bakwebo family,
Yeah.
which is a family that lives and thrives on culture. So every single day, from day one until my last day of shoot, I was learning something about Chivenda, Kanabavenda. And there were things that I would even find questionable. I would find myself calling Abu Gabriel and say, guys, you know, they'd be like, yeah, you know. So no, I learned a lot. I mean, even just the current story that we're doing now is a story about a sacred practice.
You mean you're saying Muraro?
And they're judging.
Can I speak
they're
for
judging
myself?
Rendani for that.
Just asking. I'm not fighting.
You are fighting.
I'm not fighting.
You're always fighting. So it's a story about a sacred.
Did you watch it though?
I'm watching it. It's hot. It's hot.
But we behave.
He doesn't behave. He doesn't know what that means. So it's
But I saw you on TV.
Oh, can you stop it?
Okay, let me stop. But I saw you on TV. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you should have.
It's a beautiful.
Train of thought, do you still have it?
I do.
Oh,
I'm
come
very
on.
focused.
Oh, she's an actor.
I'm very focused. So, like I was saying, it's a sacred practice in the royal houses where they try to keep royalty within the family.
Yeah.
So now you have siblings, or rather cousins in this case,
Yes.
having to sleep together so that they can have a royal child. So that so how do you say that in English? The chieftaincy remains.
The chieftaincy.
Yeah, and it remains within the family. And I had my jaw on the floor when Obab Duma told us about that, because I was like,
And him being Zulu at that.
oh no,
didn't I?
actually let me tell you that he will give you a run for your money with your own culture. When it comes to Chivenda,
Listen.
yeah, he is so well learned when it comes to that. So stuff like that, you know, we're constantly learning every single day. With him, I can imagine it's so much more, because being the chief and having to do all this research, sometimes I just pick his mind and just pick his brain and be like, do you know that, or what do you do as a chief, as a vendor chief in a case like this and this and this, after I had probably just done some research. And he will be here because he needed to know that to tell a real story about it. So yeah, there's a lot of lessons every single day. I don't know if you still find things that you find as lessons
After
so many
25 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. You see, again, you know, there are different, for example, when it comes to the spoken language, there are different dialects that emanates from different corners of Venda. And you would find people arguing that when you are from this side, this is how you pronounce this.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
you know, people from the eastern side would be saying, no, that sounds so wrong.
Yeah.
When we say this, we are referring to, you know, animals doing this and that. But, you know, on the other side, you know, they are saying quite the opposite. But what matters the most is that we have a language and we strive to preserve it, and we are able to stand and defend it. And by so doing, we are preserving it for the future. And I think the history of mankind will be kind to people like ourselves who played our little role in preserving the Venda culture and the language.
Wow. And you know, last year when we had that goodbye that was not really a goodbye, we were taken back to older episodes, you know, where Muvhango started, we got to see the older episodes. And when you look back at those memories, or your entire 25 years, your entire 15 years, what are some of the memories that you just like, you know what, even when the show is no longer here, this will forever be a memory for me, whether on or off screen?
You know, for me, it will be the kind of talent that were unearthed from the deep rural Venda, and were given an opportunity to showcase, you know, their craft in a platform that was very, very, very compelling. And also, by so doing, it gave a number of our people the audacity to say this is possible and it is doable. And that is why I always want to give a reference in saying, you go to institutions of higher learning that deals with film and television, you'll find majority of our people who are coming from the outskirts of our country in numbers. And some of them were got inspired through Muvhango. And that gives one, an opportunity to say we did well. And you go to the industry today, majority of practitioners who are practicing, they passed through Muvhango. And others will even have the courage to say, I fell in love with film and television because I was watching you on television. And I told my mom or my grandmother that, I want to go and study film and television. So I think on that front we did very well, and that calls for acknowledgement and celebration. So there are a number of pockets that Muvhango opened and made everyone to be part of this lovely fraternity that is not lovely sometimes.
Look at the creators of Genesis. Genesis is such a beautiful show. And the creators passed through word of mouth. They passed through Gajena's hands.
And a whole lot of others. Actually, it's hard to watch a show and not find directors, producers that are coming from Muvhango. I can guarantee you that probably 80% or more of television shows that you watch have people that are coming from Muvhango, from different departments.
And and they grow, and he lets them spread their wings when they're older. I'm like, I love this.
No, that's definitely, I think, one of, I don't know if that is something that he aimed to do in life or achieve. But one thing about Ukajeni, he is a teacher through and through. And he's one person that is not afraid to pass on the baton. That's why you find so many of us being skilled even beyond what either we came as or what I am qualified as. I could be qualified as an actress and leave there as a director, as a producer. So that is something that I think most of us in the industry that have passed through his hands can agree on.
But his eye, of identifying talent and how he gets to nourish that talent, it's very, very, very encouraging. Yeah.
Sure. All right. Any memories, Rendani?
Yeah, loads. Actually, most of my memories stem from the time I was much younger, before I even joined the show. The time when I would be afraid to go to bed by myself because Bomashidu just appeared in the last scene. And now I keep thinking that through my window I am seeing his shadow. Muvhango has always been that compelling from those times, just having the two families, the Mokwenas and the Mokwebos, constantly fighting. And I was just like, is this what life really looks like when you're older? Like, there's just no peace. Bayabang throughout throughout. And it was always just so interesting because I feel like I've always been an actor throughout my life. It was always just interesting for me to analyze with an actor's eye that the story just keeps on living up to its name. There's always something ebangiwayo, Muvhango means, in English means conflict.
Contestation.
Contestation, yes, more of that. So there was constantly that. If it's not for the throne, it's for the company. If it's not for that, it's for a man.
I was about to say men and women.
Sure. So those are some of my fondest memories. But also, obviously, the ones that will always stand out is me just walking into that set and being so starstruck to be in a room with someone like Gabriel and having to act normal because I'm going to a school that is teaching me this. And another thing they teach you in class is you don't get there and be a fan.
Act like you belong.
You belong. These are your colleagues. So I was there, 18-year-old me, tiny little me, looking at Gabriel like, we're both getting a salary here. Deep down knowing that I'm like, oh my goodness, this cannot be me. So those are some of my, fondest memories.
Next week we are saying that's a wrap.
Yeah.
For the last time.
Yeah.
Sure. the people who've been loving you, supporting you, people who've been cheering you on, but then that people have been so proud to have something that represents them, their culture, their language, you know. When we're saying word of mouth, that's a wrap for the last time next week. What do you have to say to the people that have been constantly watching SABC2 at 9 p.m.?
Look, I understand that, you know, where our people are right now, it's a very confusing, painful, and questionable, you know, state of affairs, in a sense that they love and appreciate the show. They look at the show as their own reflection from time to time. They received this show as their own, and they are highly conflicted at the moment. But I think we traveled a beautiful journey together, and that was more of, you know, reciprocal, if there's such a word. Unfortunately, we have to bow out. But who knows? You know, we might have a second half.
It's not even going to be a second, a trillion half.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to our people, I'd love to say, Rolibuwa, Zandazuya Tanzwana, Rolibuwa Tetedzana, Mashudima Muvhango Rwandurukumane.
You're going to have to translate that because I'm going to need an interpreter now.
So what I'm saying is, to our viewers out there, we just want to say thank you so much. Hashtag Rolibuwa, meaning we're grateful or we're thankful. And unfortunately, the Muvhango's journey ends here. Yeah.
Okay, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently. You never know. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. I don't think there's much we could say beyond thank you, man. It's been a beautiful 28 years.
Yeah.
And I say 28 years, although I haven't been there for the 28 years, but I know the impact it has had, this show, for 28 years, be it on our viewers, be it on the people that worked for the show, be it on this show had a huge impact in South Africa and beyond.
Yeah.
So we just want to say thank you to our audience. We want to say we will continue, you know, as Muvhango cast and crew, to fly the Muvhango flag high for as long as we live.
Yeah.
Because we believe that we have done some incredible work on this show. But yes, definitely Rolibuwa, that is our hashtag as we bow out. And we hope that we will meet again soon.
Yeah.
Who knows?
What is next? I know we can catch you on Instagram. You have a YouTube channel, you know, where you bully Gabriel most of the time. But like, what is next? Hey, where to from now? Because we still want to support your craft.
Yeah.
Kana, what do you say when they ask you what's next?
I said something on the pipeline.
I don't want to share right now.
I can't share
when the
right
time
now.
is right, I'll let you know.
No, but you know what? We are creatives.
Yeah.
So you might know us for the acting that you see us doing on Muvhango. But there's plenty of other things that we do, some that you know, some that you don't, some that we prefer that you don't.
Okay.
But yes, we are creatives, and we are in different spaces of creativity in this creative space. So like Gabriel said, that he's been doing a whole lot of motivational work. Actually, okay, let me just say this. Let me give my brother his flowers. This is one person, this is one of those people. Yeah, he's very shocked because he's such an actor. This is one of those people that have opened the doors for me in a big way when it comes to corporate work. So we do a lot of corporate work as well. And it's a space that I never thought I'd tap into. He believed in me when I was, you know, skeptical and whatever, but look at what it gets to do for me now, you know, now that I'm still trying to find my feet and deciding where to from here. I do radio as well. My YouTube channel is obviously my baby as well. That is now my personal little thing, and it's monetized. City Press. Hello.
Ambush marketing. Ambush marketing. Yo.
I'm just saying that, they need to get that monetization going. But yes, definitely, we definitely, you're still gonna see a whole lot of us. This is not it. This is not a rep for us. It's a rep for the show. We'll definitely be doing lots and lots of work. You'll still see and hear a lot from us. Like you said, follow us on our social media platforms to keep in touch with us, but also what we're getting up to going forward. Yeah.
I'm glad that you have really become. You have grown tremendously. From the little soul that joined us back then to a fully fledged woman that you are.
Did you have to say little soul?
No, you were young and tiny. But hearing you, rolling like that, it gives me,
being a mom and wife,
a profound
now.
sense of joy, that, my little sister has, come of age, and that's quite commendable. But, just to answer your question, as you said, there are a number of things that one is doing, to try to make ends meet and to try and impact the space that we find ourselves living in. Because in the main, I think as African people, what matters the most for us is to embrace each other and find it within ourselves to give those that are hopeless a sense of hope in saying, together we can make it, and assure them that tomorrow is coming. We might be faced with a deep sense of despair, but tomorrow is coming and tomorrow might be better than today, provided we reorganize ourselves and refocus our thoughts and do what needs to be done. So, Kana, what do I do?
Hi.
So
I
with you, ne? If I really say what you do, we're gonna be like bees all over you or flies all over you.
What do I do, Makazi?
Okay.
So I try to do a number of things at a go. I run a traveling agency called Zetng Royal Travel.
Yes.
And it has helped me a lot in terms of exploring, the world, and I've learned a lot as a person, as a traveler. Also, I run an advertising company called Master the Future. At the same time, from 2022, I've been running a funeral parlor called Eternity Funeral Home.
Okay.
I think I must end there, but I also do farming as well. So we try.
Just say I can go on and on.
No, but I'm trying to create employment for people. You get what I mean? And wherever I find myself, I try to impact the space positively, because sometimes you don't know what people are going through, and your presence carries a sense of hope, even if you don't say anything. So wherever I can edify, I step up, and I think that's what matters the most. And I think if all of us as people could tap into that, the world will be a better place to live in.
Oh, drops mic. Let me squeeze this one in before I say thank you. Are you ready to wake up and go and queue on auditions? Or have you started already?
It's the nature of the business, firstly. So we'll do what we have to do. We'll do what we have to do. Also, before we go, can I give a shout out to our cast and our crew?
Yes, please.
Yeah, we just want to say shout out, man, to the cast and crew of Muvhango. Definitely one of the best productions to work for. One of the, I feel like we were so family orientated. So it's even strange to not be seeing these people every day like I used to, because a part of me is sort of missing. So shout out to the cast and the crew. You guys have been so amazing. We love you guys so much, and let's continue to just shine wherever we go, as we've been doing. And a biggest shout out to the coolest boss ever, Ubabu Dogotela Duma Gude Gandrofu. Man, just wanted to say that too.
No, you're quite right. I think sometimes we fail to acknowledge people who have done so much. And as a result, we become failures. So the Muvhango crew, the Muvhango team, under the stewardship of Dimagandlo, I think we have done well. Let's bow out, with pride, knowing that we did what we needed to do, and we did it with so much precision. That is why till today Africans in the diaspora take pride in seeing people like ourselves, in saying, you know, back home in Africa, there are Africans who are doing the right things, in telling African stories with the African narrative, and in a respectful way. And I think we did that. And well, the journey of telling African stories continues.
Continues,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Word of mouth, and that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Thank you. Thank you for making the time.